Oh, it's on a great line.
Can't tell if he likes it. It looks decent. It runs back. Oh boy. He is about 6 feet below the hole for his birdie look. It's even a little further than I thought. It's 10 or 12 feet.
Let's go.
Hey, welcome to the Bag Chatter Podcast. I am your host, Bryan, joined, as always, by my co-host, a man who said something really nice to me earlier today. So nice, in fact, I want to hear him say it again. Adam, how are you doing today?
Like, in person, you're not as short as your aura is. Is that what I said?
I don't think that was it. Okay. I'm going to need you to pull up the tech. No.
I regret ever saying anything nice to you ever.
Just know I've screenshotted the text. I'm going to keep it and cherish it forever. Adam, you are joining me from what looks like a brand new location today.
New digs, Bryan. Yeah, we moved into our new house. We bought a new house and we moved in yesterday. I am tired. I'm tired. I'm not sharp. And you might be saying, hey, Adam, you're never sharp. It'll be fine. But I lack the mental acuity that I normally have.
Knowing that, we will keep this intro really brief so you can conserve energy for the organization that probably awaits you in the days and weeks to come.
No doubt.
I will say you are wearing a very sharp looking hat, though. The listeners can't see it, but tell me about that hat.
This is the Navy trucker style Bag Chatter hat, and it's only available at Amazon, right? No, it's not at Amazon.
No,
it's at the Bag Chatter store.
BagChatterGolf.com. Click the store link, and there are 4 different hats that you can choose from there.
Holy cow! What a variety!
Yeah,
what a variety! And if you don't buy one, you're slapping us in the face. Keep that in mind. Any lack of purchase is a direct slap in the face, an assault upon us.
I don't know. I feel like people really do want to slap you in the face sometimes. So now they're going to purposefully not order.
I may have miscalculated the situation.
I did send out the first few orders from the store last week, which was very exciting. Got the Rum Swinga series T-shirts in there. Got a few T-shirt designs from last year's kind of really limited drops that we did. Got some ball markers, got some towels, and you might even get some free stickers when you make a purchase. I know.
We're going broke. We're going broke with the sticker.
Speaking of things people want, we have a pretty fun episode today. You and I go head to head on the golf course. We talked about how we haven't played much golf together, and we not only reverted that trend, but we, instead of playing with each other, we played against each other.
We jumped in, and I was humble from the get. That's what I remember. I was humble from the get.
Listen, there is a little bit of trash talking at the beginning. Did both of us say things that maybe we regretted? Possibly, but probably not. But I decided I'm not editing any of this out. I left it all in there. And you guys are in for a pretty epic game 1 of the Bag Chatter World Series. So,
is Bob Costas announcing this, or who's on this?
Actually getting Vin Scully to come back from the dead to do this.
Wow.
I wonder if Don Orsillo is on Cameo, that Cameo app.
Yeah.
Could I pay him like $65 to do the intro to our Bag Chatter World Series?
That would be incredible. And if so, and it's not here, I'll be very upset.
I'm going to stop this recording and I'm going to go look up to see who I can get on Cameo. Well, now that I've said that, now it actually has to be somebody. Otherwise, it's going to be very disappointed.
Bob Costas, are you there?
I don't know.
He'd be more than $65. That's the problem.
Yeah, he would. He definitely is overpriced. Bob Costas thinks pretty highly of Bob Costas, I feel like.
But I too think highly of Bob Costas.
That's true. There was no need for me to fire shots at Bob. I'm sorry, Bob. Without further ado, here is game 1 of the Bag Chatter World Series.
It's time for Dodger Baseball.
As far back as last fall, Adam and I knew we wanted to have some type of ongoing head-to-head competition in Season 2. We just couldn't figure out a format we loved. At first, we talked about playing a monthly match throughout the season, but the idea didn't really get either of our juices flowing, so we knew we had to come up with something better, or at least a little more unique. At one point, we considered turning the entire season into some form of a FedEx Cup-like points race, where we could earn points for entering tournaments, playing well in tournaments, and also earn points by beating each other head-to-head. But the more we worked on that, the more it felt forced and sort of like a distraction more than anything else. So in December, we decided to table the discussion, and a couple months later, as the 2024 golf season began to appear on the distant horizon here in the Mid-Atlantic, we had an idea. What about a 7-game series? Now, I know you don't need me to explain to you how a 7-game series works, but the thing we loved about the idea was that it guaranteed at least 4 head-to-head matches, and potentially some fun storylines to go along with it. Could there be a sweep? Could we potentially get all the way to a Game 7? Despite Adam's handicap being about 5 strokes better than mine, we both wanted to play the matches straight up. That was never in question. As for what was on the line, well, as you heard us tease in the last episode, it's a 100-year-old trophy. And I know you couldn't see them, but I did use aggressive air quotes for the word trophy. It is the coveted Duxbury Yacht Club men's 4-ball shot glass tin with an engraving from July 1924. And believe me when I tell you, it's a thing of beauty. I'll put a picture up on our socials when this episode goes live. So, we had the format that we loved, and even though many sports use the 7-game series model, we decided to call it the Bag Chatter World Series. That was early February, and 3 months later, on May 7th, we were on the first tee at Honeybrook to throw out the first pitch.
Now on the first tee, Game 1 of the Bag Chatter World Series. Adam Shorey. Adam, best of luck.
Did I just put it in the pond?
It's headed for the left corner of the pond.
Do we get breakfast balls in the Bag Chatter World Series?
Yeah. Now driving. Bryan away.
I stepped up to my opening tee shot with Adam's ball potentially in the water and realized we had kind of forgotten to clarify something important.
Match play or stroke play?
I get another ball if we decide something different.
I was assuming match, but
yeah, match play.
yeah, okay.
A beautiful high cut.
Thank you. Game 1 is underway. Adam, do you care about beating me in the Bag Chatter World Series? I know this is so not important to you.
I do care about it. I don't know why you were doing it, so in the sense of like, do you want to get swept on audio?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay.
So I offered you strokes. You said no, thank you. Yeah. So, I mean, do people want to listen to a 4-0 drubbing? I don't know. Is that good content?
Man, I'm going to make you eat those words, is all I'm going to say. I just didn't know if it seems like a lose-lose for you. Like, you're probably going to lose to me, but if you don't...
No, to have a lose-lose situation, it's actually required that there's a possibility that you lose. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I've thought about it. I was a little harsh back there. I think there's a chance you force a Game 5 here. I think this could be a 5-game series.
Coming off my back 9 47 a couple days ago, you'd be surprised how confident I feel coming off of that. So, all right, I'm going to go find my ball in the fairway. You can see if you're still alive.
He wasn't alive. He had pulled his opening tee shot into the left pond at Honeybrook for what seems like the 8th time in the last 12 months. Elias Sports Bureau is telling us that no sub 3.0 handicap golfer has ever done that at Honeybrook. He hit his third to about 40 feet, but not before I wasted a great drive when I chunked my wedge just short of the green. I hit a decent pitch up, but couldn't save par from 15 feet. Meanwhile, Adam's par putt came up about 5 feet short, and his bogey putt skirted by the hole just on the high side. Somehow, my terrible 5 had won me the hole.
The pressure and importance of the Bag Chatter World Series already weighing on one competitor. Bryan Lane scrapes in a bogey. Adam, could you make bogey?
No, I made a double. And I don't want you to think that I am going to lose, but wow. I feel disproportionately angry.
I, on the other hand, couldn't be happier. On a scale of 0 to 10.
You're gonna lose the match by 15. It's fine. It's fine. Relax.
Oh, young Adam has no idea what's coming.
Adam and I both hit our tee shots into the left rough off the second tee, which is actually a good angle into this hole. I hit driver and he hit an iron, so he was first to play his approach.
Adam's approach into 2 from about 135-ish. Ball below his feet, finds the left side of the green. Gonna leave him good 30-35 feet for bird. We'll take about 30 steps up to my ball, see if I can do better. All right, I got 101 into a front pin. Catch that flush. It lands just off the front of the green. Advantage, nobody.
Adam's speed control on the second green was as bad as it was on the first. Coming off of a round on super fast greens a day earlier, he was yet to figure out the Honeybrook speed. I two-putted from the front fringe, and his 6-footer to have the hole did not drop. I was 2 up through 2, headed to the par 3 third. 3 was playing around 180 yards, and my tee shot was good enough to find the green and give me a look for birdie from around 30 feet. Then Adam stepped up, with iron in hand.
Adam hooks his approach into 3 left. Says he's going to hurt somebody. Unfortunately, that is on the mics in case somebody winds up dead later.
Probably going to be myself.
Might be self-harm. He's coming off a missed par putt. Drops him to 2 down in the match. I found the green and he didn't. This is going just according to plan.
Adam's hook tee shot left him with a difficult up and down, and while his pitch shot was pretty good, it ran out to about 12 feet. I lagged my birdie putt to gimme range, and Adam stepped up to a tricky 12-footer to avoid going 3 down through 3 holes. It never touched the hole.
All right, I'm walking off the third green. Just made par. Adam made bogey. I'm 3 up through 3 holes. He just said, "This is fun." Let's go. 4th tee. Adam hits a bullet down the center of the fairway. I'm in a fairway bunker, up 3. I feel like he's got me right where he wants me.
I mean, I'm viscerally angry. I'm not sure. So I am 4 over through 3 holes at Honeybrook.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Have I ever done that? I don't know. I'm not sure I ever have done that.
Yeah, we could probably check the records and find that you have.
One.
Maybe 1.
Point being, so you haven't done anything. You haven't done anything.
No, I didn't need to.
You haven't done anything. And so you're 3 up. It's now a 15-hole match where I spotted you 3. And just now the FanDuel line has moved to even. So...
Okay.
Minus 110 each.
And there's a lot of people live betting you right now, probably. I love it. Doubt me, haters.
My second shot from the fairway bunker lost me the hole. I pushed a hybrid right of my intended line. The wind carried it even further right along the edge of the OB line, which unfortunately now is only 10 feet right of the cart path because of the changes Honeybrook had to make to the hole with all the legal stuff last year. Couldn't find the ball. Regardless of all that stuff, it was a terrible shot. I made double, and Adam won the hole with a par.
All right, walking off the 4th green. The live line is now Adam must be a favorite because he won the hole.
Minus 150. Just minus 150.
Minus 150 favorite. He's 2 down through 5. And little does he know, I just made a huge bet on him, and I'm going to throw the rest of the match. No, that's not happening.
You just Bryan.
It's not happening. Terrible double by me. Golf has really been uninspired so far from both of us, but
It is the pillow fight of all pillow fights.
it's all right.
I'm disgusted.
It's about to get good.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah. We are behind 4 golfers walking at a very non-urgent pace. Yeah. Adam chose 2-iron off the tee, pulled it a bit left, didn't seem thrilled with it.
I'm just such a mediocre golfer, you know? Still minus 150, but so average. So hurtfully average.
I would take that as an insult, but as the people in the deli know, the truth should never be taken as an insult. My drive found the fairway, advantage me, and I need to take advantage.
We both hit the green with our approaches. I 2-putted for par, and Adam left himself with another 5-footer to make par and have the hole.
Adam with a 5-footer to have the hole, sneaks it in on the left side. No blood. I remain 2 up as we both par.
We both made sloppy bogeys on the 6th hole, and after I hit a 4-iron to the end of the fairway on the 7th, Adam pulled 2-iron in an attempt to carry the tall grass and drive the green on this short par 4. His tee shot was on a great line, but I didn't think it had enough to get there. He did. By the time we got down to the end of the fairway within view of the green, our playing partners had already played their second shots. There was a ball on the green below the hole, and Adam, not knowing that Sam had hit a good approach, assumed that it was his. I wasn't so sure. Meanwhile, I had about 75 yards in on my approach, and I nipped a beautiful wedge that came to rest about 4 feet above the hole.
Adam took an aggressive line with his 2-iron. We thought the ball was at 8 feet. But Sam had hit a great shot and didn't say anything about it. After I stuck my approach to 4 feet, suddenly we're looking for Adam's tee shot in some tall grass. I might have it. Title is 7? I got it. It's not good.
Adam chopped his ball out of the fescue and came up just short of the green, but he hit a real tidy chip shot that ran up to about 2 feet, so I conceded his par. I then stepped over my short downhill birdie putt that somehow seemed like it might be a double breaker, despite only being 4 feet. I had it moving left at the start and then changing direction right around the hole, but I wasn't sure if I could trust what I saw. If I could sink this birdie putt, I'd be 3 up through 7. I started it right where I wanted to, on the right edge. And as we trudged up the hill to the 8th tee box, I was not happy with how it turned out.
At the start of this recording, let me just say that when I have a bad hole, Bryan pulls out the mics right away. It's interesting.
Yeah, would you call that a bad hole by me? A kick in par?
You're grunting a lot for a good hole.
Listen, when I hit a bad putt, which is often, gets me mad, but when I hit a good putt and it doesn't go in, that's annoying.
He didn't touch the hole from 4 feet. It was a great putt.
It was a double breaker from 4 feet. It started at the right edge, moved to the center of the hole, and then moved outside the right edge. All in the span of a downhill 4-foot putt, 4.5 feet. Gosh. I'm not happy, but I'm still 2 up on 8 tee box. And I'm out of breath.
The uninspiring play continued on hole 8 as we both missed the green and failed to make our par putts. On the 9th hole, we were both on in regulation, facing 40-footers from opposite sides of the hole. I lagged mine to about 5 feet, and Adam lagged his even closer. And then this happened.
The scene that just happened on the 9th green is one that people will talk about for years. Okay, not really, but Adam's not here to talk about it. We're going to put the mics on after this hole. He's not happy. We both had par putts. Mine was 5 feet. His was 3.5 feet. I said, good, Adam. Just leave this green. He said, no. Yours is longer. I said, okay, but mine's is an easier putt. Yours is slippery. And I put mine right in the heart, and he missed his 3.5-footer. And then he tried to scoop his ball angrily and couldn't. Finally, he picked it up, threw it at his bag, and now I'm 3 up, heading to the back. Let's go.
So, one technical note here as we head to the back 9. On the front, we were pulling out my phone every time we wanted to record some on-course audio. But as we headed to the 10th tee, we each put on lav mics. I only mention this because while most of the audio from the front nine happens when we're standing right next to each other, in a lot of these audio clips from the back, we're just kind of narrating to ourselves from opposite sides of the fairway. I think this ended up leading to some pretty good sound bites, so let's get to it. As we headed to the par 3 10th, my very mediocre 5 over 40 had given me a 3-up lead over Adam. And coming off his 3-putt on 9, he was not in a good place.
The good news for you, I'm playing just as poorly as you are.
It's not good news. I should be 5 up, you know? I'm not even joking. I should be 5 up. I believe I told you if I ever shoot 42 on the front nine at Honeybrook from the white tees to euthanize me. and my family. Let's end my bloodline. Wow. Let's end my bloodline. Is that an overreaction?
Slightly. Am I happy to be coming to the back nine of game 1 of the Backyard World Series with 3-up lead? You better believe it. Do the Dodgers not feel great just because the other team has made a bunch of errors? No. They revel in it.
I chided her for not using a tee on 3. I chided her.
You're a great chider.
I am so good at chiding.
I never want to be on the other end of one of your chides.
Listen.
You're stern but fair.
You're stern but fair.
Much like Adam's chiding prowess, the 10th hole is a stern but fair test, playing on this day about 180 into a slight breeze. I hit one of my best iron shots of the day, while Adam found a greenside bunker.
All right, I've got 15 feet for birdie. Adam is in a greenside bunker. I've got the advantage, but this is match play.
I'm in a mental greenside bunker right now. It's like...
Bunker shot came out.
Really?
It was pretty good, and somehow it stopped on a downhill, leaving him slightly outside of my putt.
With me sitting at just 15 feet for birdie, Adam lined up his 20-footer.
Oh, pours it in. Pours it in from 20 feet. Great par save. Oh. Suddenly, I need to make this 15-footer to win the hole. Let's go. Let's go. Right in the heart.
All right.
Can't make a putt all day. I see you make one. Just ignite something in me.
All right, well, I am behind the 8 ball, you could say. Behind the 8 with 8 to play. This is like when the Heat beat the Celtics in that one game, but it's like the reverse, where it's like, you know, I'm just playing so awful, Bryan.
Are you saying you want to concede the match right now?
No, I might win, but I mean, listen. Okay, 5-game series, fine. It's a 5-game series probably.
Sounds very concession-y, this talk.
No.
I don't even know if I'd accept your concession, to be honest. I've got work to do.
So, we headed to the 11th tee box, my birdie giving me a 4-up lead with 8 holes to play. Now, I've got a history of blowing some big leads, so don't think that thought wasn't popping into my head. I was once 4-up on the back nine against Honeybrook female club champion Allison Long, and blew that lead on the back nine. Then, of course, there was the second Anthel against Chasing Scratch, when Eli almost single-handedly came back against me and Tyler to rip my golfing heart out. Those thoughts were there, but I was okay with it. The goal isn't to never think a bad thought. We think it, we accept it, we let it pass. I did that, and tried to find the fairway on 11.
Stay out of that trap.
Get in that trap.
It's right in the heart of it. You get landed in it and did not bounce even a little. And with a beaut of a drive, right down the center of the fairway on the aggressive line.
Unfortunately, my fairway bunker shot caught some lip, and I came up about 50 yards short of the green. Meanwhile, Adam put his approach on the green, leaving him 30 feet for birdie, and then I played my third.
Garbage approach.
All right, here's the goal for the back nine. I'm just not going to make any mistakes. I'm going to let you come to me.
Okay.
Okay, it's just going to be a let the fly come to you situation.
Okay.
Just par every hole.
Okay.
And it'll be...
that might just work.
Let the fly come to you. I wasn't sure I had ever heard that expression before, but I obviously understood the sentiment behind it. I missed my long par putt, and Adam 2-putted for par, and my lead was back to 3 up, headed to the par 5 12th. As we walked that way, Adam muttered his new mantra under his breath.
Let the fly come to you, Adam. Let the fly come to you.
Monster drive there by Adam down the right side of the fairway, looking for the speed slot here on 12. Catches the cart path. I would call that speed slot for sure. That's going to be about 370 yards down the fairway. Maybe in the right rough.
Fairway?
It might be in the right
I thought
rough.
it was well to the right. Is it?
It hit the cart path.
Okay. And didn't bounce into the tree or anything?
It went straight.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be in the right rough, but you got a long way down there.
Good ball.
Thanks.
That should come to rest about 100 yards behind mine.
Listen, but if you divide the distance by our age, I outdrove you. You only wish you hit the ball that far when you're almost 48. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, I still will.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see. Buddy.
Yeah, I'll be fine. Listen, I played with you when you were 37.
Oh, yeah, back when I was a 20 handicap? Yeah, I do remember.
How old were you when I met you? So what year did we meet again?
I think it was about 10 years ago, actually.
That's kind of an interesting thing.
Yeah.
It's like, so I am almost exactly the age that you were when we met.
Yeah.
That's depressing. I'm going to be your age in that amount of time. Oh, yikes.
Yeah.
You'll be pushing 60. It'll be rough.
With Adam bummed out about his mortality and the unflinching passing of time, we split up, as the cart path bounce truly had pushed his ball about 75 yards past mine. The fairway of the par 5 12 pinches about 75 yards short of the green, and the green itself is guarded by penalty area left and long. When I got my yardage, I knew I had a decision to make.
230 from the middle of the green here. I'm going to hit the 3-wood. Not going to lay up, even though it's a front pin. Just going to try to hit a good one. Keep it a little bit right away from the trouble if possible. And get into that trap. Greenside trap, maybe. Maybe the rough. It was a miss, but it was a good miss. Adam's got the ball above his feet a little bit. Probably only like 190 from the green. In the rough. Definite hanging lie situation. Hits it on what looks like a good line, even from my angle. Lands on the green.
Whoa!
Releases to the back of the green. Slows up at the top of the hill. And stays on the back of the green.
I didn't think that club would get there, and then it
got there.
that thing had to fly. That was a 6-iron. Had to fly at 205
Into a slight wind.
with a slight wind, or into it.
Well, I thought it was with, but now suddenly it feels like it's... the flag's not really moved. Nice shot.
My 3-wood had settled on the left side of the fairway, 40 yards from a front pin. It would be a tough shot to get close for anyone, but my short game was shaky all day, and it occurred to me that not leaving myself a full shot for my third might have been a mistake.
Well, nothing like leaving yourself a 30-yard pitch shot to a front pin over a little mound.
Luckily, you love to elevate in the short game.
Yeah, I
That's
really
something
do.
that I know about you.
I had this shot last week and didn't go well. So,
Well, don't think about that, all right?
yeah, no, I won't.
Don't
Thank
think
you for
about
the
that one.
genuine encouragement.
Oh, he bladed it.
Why are those coming out right?
It is well off to the right.
What am I doing?
He missed the green ever so slightly.
Oh, it's too bad chip shots.
We got 2 putts for birdie here.
Adam's 50-foot birdie putt was a great effort that came up 2 feet short. He tapped in for his 4, leaving me with a chip shot just off the fringe that I needed to make to have the hole.
All right, Bryan has a pretty straightforward pitch, but he needs to make it is the problem. That's good.
Pretty straightforward.
It's like back up the hill. It's down, then up.
Down the hill, up the hill, from 1 foot into the rough.
If the goal was to get it up and down, the expectation would be 6 out of 10. I could come chip it in right now. Just no problem. Brian going with the putter from a foot into the rough.
Thought about it.
Then he had a moment of shame and belief in himself. He sets. He
So bad.
just went right under it a little
bad.
bit. Got about halfway there. Let the fly come to you, friends. You gotta let the fly come to you.
I've never heard this expression, and I don't like being referred to as a fly, but
You've never heard the phrase "let the fly come
let the fly come to you? No.
It's Karate Kid.
Oh, I am familiar with that movie. I'm more of a wax on, wax off kind of guy. All right, 2 up, 6 to play.
You don't catch a fly. You
let the fly come to you.
You let the fly catch itself.
All right. Well, I gotta not be the fly here.
The 13th is a par 3 where I famously made a hole-in-one on my 40th birthday. Still waiting for that plaque to be installed, by the way. On this day, it was playing about 150 into a slight prevailing wind, and neither Adam nor I hit good tee shots. Adam pulled his left of the green, and though I was fairly confident that it stayed up and out of the creek, it wasn't a sure thing. I missed on the other side, blocking a 7-iron to the right, meaning I would once again need to elevate a short pitch shot, something I had failed to do on the previous hole.
All right, if my ball is up, I like my chances for an up and down better than his, but from this spot, but there is a chance mine rolled into the water. We are up. I've got it over here.
Okay.
I was first to play. I had to get it up, over a mound, onto a green, running away from me.
Gotten myself back in the match. He could go a long way to hurting me here with a good pitch. Oh, he left it on the hole. All right, gotta give myself a pitch. Give yourself a pitch. Don't be stupid.
I think he meant give himself a putt there. And that's exactly what he did, leaving himself a 10-footer for par. I stepped up to a much easier chip shot than the one I had just screwed up, but the green was still running away from me.
Brian's pitch. His third shot. Looks pretty good. It's running out. It's not a gimme. He's got maybe 6 feet.
Well, not way more than I thought it would. All right, Adam's got about 8 feet here for the par to win the hole.
Oh,
Just misses it low.
wow.
That's good for 4.
Huge putt here for Bryan.
Even that way.
Lost the last 2 holes. This to stay 2 up in the match, going to 14. He is giving it the full feet, trying to feel it. Very deliberate with this one. He's over the ball. He strokes it. It misses to the left. Touched the hole on the way by.
Burns the left edge from 6 feet.
You let the fly come to you, friends, is what you do.
And at this point, the fly was almost all the way back to Adam. My lead was now just 1 hole, headed to Amish Corner. Side note, if you're a Karate Kid fan and you're wondering why the expression, let the fly come to you, isn't ringing a bell, don't worry, we'll get to that later. But for now, let's go to 14T.
To Amish Corner we go. Only 1 down in the match. I was 4 down a mere 3 holes ago. Bryan is walking with the pace of an angry man.
All right. My lead is down to 1 with 5 left. I've lost 3 holes in a row. Things are moving a little fast for me. This is good. These are good reps. Let's win some holes now.
The 14th hole is a short par 4 with a creek that runs up the right side of the hole. Adam and I both pulled driver, as we usually do, and he was first to play.
Adam's hit a great drive. Cutting a little bit at the left edge of the green. Clears the trap. Good shot.
It's a good one. It is fading a little bit close to the creek, but I think he's going to be just fine.
It's all right.
Good shot.
Thanks.
All right, 2 good tee shots here. And once again, just percentage-wise, based on position, I like my chances for an up and down. I've got lots of green to work with. He's hitting to a little bit of a tucked pin. He can kind of bump it into the hill, or he can go up. Bryan, looking at his options, he's pulled a club, thought about it for a minute there.
I want to chip something up there. I feel like the lie is not good. I want to use that bank. All right, just get it up there. Too much. Didn't use the bank.
He's hit kind of a low runner. It is running well past the hole.
Gone to the back of the green.
It is to the very, very back of the green. He's left himself maybe 50 feet.
Short game exposed again. Gosh, it's so bad.
That's going to come up well short. It's not terrible, but it is... I've left myself maybe 12 feet for birdie.
I'm not going to lie. I was so rattled at this point. Bad short game shots on 11, 12, 13, and now 14 had me all in my feels. I was 45 feet away for birdie, and Adam was only 12 feet. The odds might say I had a 50-50 chance at this point of having the hole and maintaining my one-up lead, but I'm going to be honest. It felt like 5%, maybe 10%. Completely losing this lead felt as inevitable as Thanos. But despite that, I lined up my 45-footer and put a pretty decent stroke on it.
It's a pretty good putt. He's left himself 3 feet, 1 yardstick.
All right. 4 feet, I can miss that. Adam, from 12 feet to win his 4th hole in a row and tie the match on the 14th green.
Adam just missed the 12-footer for birdie, getting in for par, leaving me somewhere between 3.5 to 4 feet to match his par.
Oh my gosh, that move right?
He missed it low.
Whoo, baby.
And with 4 holes left, the match was tied. The 15th hole at Honeybrook is a dogleg right par 5, featuring what many believe is the toughest tee shot on the course. Think of that chute of trees on 18 at Augusta, only with more room to miss and less pimento.
Adam has driver. Now he's putting the sheath back on. Opting instead for the 2-iron.
It's a 5-iron.
Opting instead for the 5-iron. Blocks it right. It goes through the close tree without hitting any limbs. 90% air. And comes to rest in the right rough. A little bit of a break there for Shorey.
That's why I hit 5-iron. I was afraid of that swing. That swing's gone with a driver. Bryan does pull driver. Looking to regain some momentum here. Bryan has hit a good one.
For me.
Will it sit soft on the fairway? It is up and it is very close to the hazard. He should find it and have a shot at minimum.
Being a little blocked out probably, but all right, let's go. That was a good swing. When the tees are up like that on this hole, driver might not be the play for me in the future, but what the record show was a good swing.
All right, I'm a little bit blocked out here, but I should be able to advance this up. I should be able to punch one over into 16 and at least have an iron in from here. I went conservative. I made a bad swing, but got away with it. Probably would not have gotten away with it with the driver. So we are gonna take the 2-iron. Just trust that it will go left. Just hit a little rope hook.
All right, Adam, still got a long way to go here. A little blocked out. Caught another piece of a tree limb, but got through.
Advanced it, I believe, it's in the bunker about 140 yards out. I hit and I was I was hitting between 2 trees and I hit one right through a split tree. The tree splits about halfway up and I kicked a field goal with the 2-iron and advanced it probably 220 yards.
I was on the other side of the fairway at this point and didn't even realize that Adam had just gotten another huge break on this hole. My ball had just run through the fairway, through the rough, and just trickled into the woods. I didn't really have much of a backswing, but I knew I should be able to punch it back into play.
Not a good situation here. I'm standing among thorns.
It's a semi-pitch out probably, but I think he can advance it probably 60 yards. At least give himself a long iron in.
Trees and crap in my backswing. I just got to get this out into the fairway.
That's exactly what he's done.
All right. Got a little too conservative. I'm going to leave myself like 200 out.
This split tree here, I hit a field
through that? Oh my god. Okay. What?
I was trying to hit like a rope hook off that tree, and it just stayed dead straight and just.
Okay. All right. How it's gonna be. I can't cry at all for that. I've given this lead away, so I can't cry about good breaks that he gets.
My approach from 200 yards came out pretty low, actually shot down into the front greenside bunker and then rolled up, popped out, and sort of stayed in a little patch of rough between the bunker and the fringe.
He doesn't seem to love it. I don't know where it is. It is in the green. Ooh, it rolled through the greenside bunker. A huge break for Bryan. He will have a reasonable chip. Would have been a very tough bunker shot, but I've gotten some big breaks on this hole too, so he deserves it.
Adam hit his approach shot a little thin, leaving us both about 40 to 50 feet away for birdie. I went first, and despite an awkward stance, hit a pretty good chip shot that ran up the green and settled about 5 feet short of the back pin. Adam's birdie attempt was closer, but much trickier, and he hit a great putt that rolled out to about 4 feet. He put a coin on it, and I lined up my 4-footer for par.
Oh my gosh.
It just misses on the left side.
This putter's for sale. 1 down, 3 to go. Lost 5 in a row. Not giving up.
As you can hear there, a lot of heavy breathing, a lot of sighing. Adam obviously hit his par putt to win his 5th hole in a row and to go 1 up with 3 to play.
I declared something after I missed that putt into the microphone, but you're gonna have to wait to listen to the episode to hear what it was.
Is it mean?
No, it wasn't mean. I mean,
I declared something. I declared something. Oh boy. Sounds serious. Did you declare that you're going to get a new putter?
yeah, I said this putter's for sale.
Is that really what it was?
That's what it was.
That's funny.
Because it's clearly the putter, not me.
Well, before you do,
Yeah.
That one was more suited to what I was supposed to get, what I got fitted into. So could you sell this one and I'll go into full borrow with that one?
But you can't go into full, but you can't exchange full borrow.
I didn't know the rule.
When you full borrow, you're locked into what you're full borrowing. There's no transfer.
Because that one's face balanced, right? Or close to it.
Yeah, like 7 degrees of toe hang versus 30 something.
That was us walking down the 16th fairway. Adam's 2-iron off the tee on this short par 4 had gone into the greenside bunker, and my drive was a good one, finishing just left of that bunker in the rough. We'd both have decent up and down looks to try and make birdie. I'd be first to go. I had to carry a pitch shot over about 12 to 15 yards of rough to a pin about 10 paces on, with the green slightly running away from me. The situation clearly called for me to elevate this shot, just like it had on 12, 13, and 14. I had failed all 3 of those tests, which was why, as I stood over this ball, I was 1 down in the match. I knew what shot was required. I just had to execute it, or I might find myself 2 down with 2 to play.
All right, 1 down. We're both greenside. He's in a bunker. I'm not. I'm in a juicy lie, though.
Bryan is not in the bunker. He is just left of it. Much more straightforward pitch, but I don't mind mine at all.
Just gotta hit a good shot here.
He's hit a pretty good looking shot here. That is 4 feet probably.
All right, that was a good shot. About 5 feet for bird.
Next, it was Adam's turn from the greenside bunker.
I am right in a footprint. It's exciting.
The bunker shot was okay, but it was a little long. It rolled to the back of the green and just into the rough. He'd have to get up and down for par.
I was right in a footprint. Well, I may have opened the door. I tried to get down after it, given the lie, and I hit it over.
Were you in a footprint?
What?
You were in a footprint?
Yeah.
Well, you should have moved it out of a footprint.
No, it's a real competition, Bryan.
Adam got a little aggressive with his chip and ran it about 9 feet past the hole. So with my 5-foot birdie putt pending, he'd have 9 feet to save par.
All right, I got to make this putt to even have a chance. Put a little pressure on. It's not going to be short, I'll tell you that.
The putt looked good the whole time and found the bottom of the cup.
Let's go.
Good putt.
Saved the par. Put a little pressure on Bryan's 5-footer
Like I haven't read one of these correctly all day.
for birdie. This would be a clutch birdie to get one back after losing 5 in a row.
Okay, we have a read. Gonna have to trust it.
He's talking over his ball a lot. That cannot be a good sign. I have full confidence that he is making this putt, though. He pours it in the heart for birdie to re-tie the match.
Let's go.
We headed to the par 3 17th, all square. I was first to play.
All right. Now I just need to pick the right club for this, John. Here we go. This is why you play the game, baby. Compete to test your game.
It's 146. I believe Bryan selected an 8-iron, which is shocking but revealing of his age. He's on a good line. A very good line. Lands a little short and runs back and looks tight.
It might be like 10, 12 feet deep.
Did you hit an 8-iron?
Looking at my club.
I know, and
Holy illegal
first of all,
USGA rule 17B.
First of all, I was literally doing it to shame you for hitting.
Well, listen, I have new irons that are different lofts than my old ones, so you can do all the computation you want, but
These are less lofted than yours, and I'm hitting pitching wedge, and I want you to know just.
Okay.
But you're gonna.
Great.
But you're listen. Your 8-iron's probably gonna go closer.
yeah, I know.
Your 8-iron's probably going closer. It's all I'm saying.
So many caveats. Adam has also hit a good one. It's got a little too much draw, but not an excessive amount.
Ooh.
I think he's on the
should have hit
green.
an 8-iron.
Listen, I was a little ashamed of the fact that I hit an 8-iron, but as I think I've told you, I've shortened my swing a little bit. I'm still trying to figure out these new irons, and taking an extra club, for the most part, has worked for me.
As it turned out, in this instance, it didn't work for me. It was a good shot, but it rolled out 24 feet past the pin. With Adam sitting pin high, 20 feet away, I'd be the first to roll our birdie putts.
I crouch behind my ball, trying to get a read as Bryan stands over his from 24 feet for birdie on 17. That's good pace. Oh, gosh. It came up one revolution short. Right in the heart. It's good, obviously.
Now it was Adam's turn from 20 feet.
Ooh. Not a good effort.
It's good.
Not a good effort, but never had a chance.
And so we headed to the par 4 18th, all square. I'd be first to play.
Bryan with a beaut on 18.
Thank you.
Just gonna knock one on that same line, just 30, 40 yards further real quick.
All right.
And we'll...
Well, he said he was going to do it, and then he did it. Adam, I just want you to know, no matter what happens on this hole, we'll never be as close of friends as we were before this match
All
started.
right, that's good to know. So even if you win...
Things
Was
have
it the
changed.
fly talk?
No. I actually kind of like that Adam's probably hit his by me. I'll get to go first, and if I can nip a good one here, I can put some pressure on him. And I kind of like that.
We both had hit great drives, but Adam had literally driven his 32 yards past mine. I had 75 yards from the fairway to a back pin, and Adam had 43 yards from the first cut of rough.
Got a 50-degree wedge I was nipping after a 283-yard drive. Nipping this kind of the perfect distance on the range.
Bryan's second on 18. A good shot here. He's going to put a lot of pressure on.
Get back there a little bit.
He clipped it nicely. It looks good. It's getting back there.
Spin for me.
It just broke right of the hole. It is pin high, maybe 7 or 8 feet. Huge from Bryan. Huge.
I think I nipped a pretty good one. Maybe at 10 feet.
I think you're making that, so I gotta jar this, probably.
Okay.
Probably just gotta jar this. Skip back. Skip back.
It's pretty good as well. All right. Again, we're both going to have pretty similar length putts here. Yeah, you got 12 feet, I got 9 feet. And I know you're going to make yours, so I gotta make this.
I don't know I'm gonna make it though, so.
Adam from 12 feet. Just misses on the low side. Take it away.
And so it all came down to this: a 9-footer to win Game 1 of the Bag Chatter World Series. I had been 3 up through 3 and then 4 up through 10, but then I'd lost 5 holes in a row on the back to go down 1, only to respond with a clutch birdie to tie it on 16. On 17, a 24-foot birdie putt that would have given me a 1-up lead stopped 1 revolution short of dropping in the hole. But that was all ancient history now. None of it would matter if I could hit this putt. It was slightly uphill in a fairly uncommon pin position for the 18th green. I didn't have a confident feel for the line, but I was pretty sure it would fall right as it died, so I had it starting just on the left edge of the cup.
Yeah, I'm a little flummoxed by the line, I'm not gonna lie.
Bryan says he is flummoxed by the line, but he has 9 feet to take a 1-0 lead in the Bag Chatter World Series. I think he makes it, for the record. I believe he's making this putt. Putt is on the way. He missed it by a millimeter.
You're kidding me.
I'd like to see the rest of that, though. I'd like to...
Alright, so a millimeter was an exaggeration, of course, but at the dying speed that I hit it at, if the ball's a ½ inch closer to the hole, it goes down. I had read the putt correctly, I just missed my line. Side note, keep an eye on my Instagram account at Bryan Elaine Golf, and I'll post a video of that putt later this week. So as it turned out, 18 half innings was not enough. We were headed to the first tee for sudden death extra innings.
Bryan with a hellacious seed up the left side. No danger of the water there, right?
No, leaked into the left rough there. Not ideal, but not terrible. Adam blocks one a little right with a fade spin on it.
Way right.
Yeah, it's kind of over where neither of us typically are. Probably gonna have a window, but don't know for sure. Adam, our balls are 150 yards apart.
Yes, they are.
See you at the green.
Oh, I have found my ball. Not at all where I was expecting. Under a tree. I thought it was further right than this, but the wind was hurting a little bit. I'm under a tree.
Doesn't look like Adam loves where he is.
I'm gonna have to punch a 7-iron. Can't really go straight at the hole. So I'm gonna have to bump it up there. Try to get it maybe 20, 25 feet left of the hole.
All right, looks like it's on the green, maybe a little deep.
Oh, that is about as good as I could do. It's running back. It's at the back of the green. Ran a little further than I intended.
I got 95 to a back pin. I'm gonna hit that same approach I hit on 18. Try to leave it 10 feet below the hole maybe. It's a little thick, a little juicy of a lie.
I'm gonna have probably 30 feet for birdie. Bryan is over in the rough. Ball a little bit above his feet.
He's gonna have trouble getting back there, so commit to this. Probably can't go long with it. Half to half. Oh, it's on a great line.
Can't tell if he likes it. It looks decent. It runs back. Oh boy. He is about 6 feet below the hole for his birdie look. It's even a little further than I thought. It's 10 or 12 feet.
Let's go. I need to make this putt, win this with a birdie. Come on, what a comeback this would be.
Adam's birdie putt was about 30 feet. The putt would fall to the right as it rolled downhill and could easily roll out 4 to 6 feet past the hole if he wasn't careful. His stroke was great. It was clear off the face that it was never going to be high enough, but the weight was perfect and it settled inside of 3 feet to get him in for par. And now, for the second hole in a row, I had a makeable putt to win Game 1 of the Bag Chatter World Series.
He's got 12 feet uphill. He's gonna be able to give this putt a run. He steps over the ball. It bumped on him at first, and he hearted it right in the heart, 1 foot short.
Oh my gosh. Such a bad putt. Oh my gosh. So embarrassing.
I don't know why, but missing your line on a putt to win it all seems like a much more forgivable sin than leaving an uphill 12-footer to win it all a foot short. I know that Adam commented there that it seemed like my ball may have lost some speed from a ball mark, but if I'm honest, that wasn't why I missed. There was no reason why that ball shouldn't have had the speed to roll out 2 feet past the hole. The line was perfect, but I was tense. It was not a good strike. I don't know if that was in my head as I stepped up to hit my drive on the second tee box, or if the 19 holes of competitive golf had me exhausted and on the edge. But with that swing, I made the one mistake you can't make.
I don't like the cut of that jib. Shoot, dang it. That's probably dead.
Adam hit a great 2-iron off the tee, and after a 3-minute search, we confirmed that my ball had drowned in the pond. I took my drop and grabbed my 9-iron for my approach in. With the ball below my feet in some juicy rough, I'd need a really good swing to clear the front bunker and have a shot at a par putt.
It's a good swing. Needs to carry a little. It does. Oh, he hit a really good one. That looks... Can't tell how far back he went. He's definitely got a putt for par.
I had just the faintest flicker of hope. And when Adam pulled his approach onto the very left edge of the green, I knew there was at least a small chance. I had 44 feet for par, and Adam would be first to play with 48 feet for birdie.
Need Adam to miss and I need to make, or I need him to hit an atrocious first putt here. Putt's tracking, pretty good speed. I think it's going to come up a bit short. Yeah.
Not a gimme. It's not a gimme. Bryan with 44 feet for par. He needs to 2-putt to put pressure on my 3.5 to 4 foot par putt. Bryan gives it a good run. It is tracking. Oh my gosh. Burned the right edge. He burned the right edge. He almost made it.
Oh, gosh. Ugh. All right, I'm sitting at about 4 feet. This is Adam for maybe 4.5 feet for the win. Adam, 4.5 feet for the win. Well done. Well done, sir. Congratulations, a game one win.
Thank you.
A game one win.
Thank you.
Well done.
The handshake was for the camera, but there was no camera.
No, it was just for our pride as gentlemen.
That's certainly not what it was for me. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh, man.
Wow.
What a match.
Did not have my best
What a
stuff
match.
today. 42, 35, and then 2 pars on 1 and 2. But tenacity. That's what it comes down to. That's what I got from today. I fought.
The next day, we jumped on the mics to talk about how the fly came to Adam. All right, Adam, I'm here. I'm still alive. I know you were wondering. A day after, I'm not going to call it an epic match because it certainly started off as a pillow fight, but it was a pretty fun match, a good match, and I've got some thoughts. I don't know if you have any thoughts about it, but I've got a couple.
Well, like I said, I'm just glad you're here. As we were putting our clubs in the car, you were saying something and your voice kind of faded out and you said, I don't want to say it, but I don't really want to talk to you right now. That's what you said. And you were kidding, but you weren't really kidding. So I got in my car and I drove home, and it was something. It was
just what I wanted. And you didn't reach out to me the rest of the night, which was also just what I wanted. Adam, I'm learning how to lose. I'm learning how.
Well, you're going to have to, my friend. No.
No, I'm not learning how to lose. Here, but truly, I am still like, this sounds so stupid and corny, but like I am in sort of still like a discovery process for myself of like being competitive, admitting that I care, really wanting it, losing, being as comfortable as you can be with the annoying frustration and anger and whatever you want to call it of losing, and then sort of letting it go as always happens. And so like last night I was pretty grumpy. And at one point, Erica was like, you seem pretty grumpy. Mm-hmm. And just because, and it's not because I was like being mad or angry or anything. It's just because normally I'm just the picture of optimism and positivity.
Right.
So it's like, I had this moment where I'm like, and I've had this question before. It's like, is that okay? Not that it's okay, not that it's wrong, but is it okay for me? Do I want to be like that? Do I want to be upset about a stupid little golf match 4 hours later? And I think the answer I've come to is yes, because I didn't kick the dog, probably mostly because we don't have one. But
there's a big reason for it.
Yeah. Had we had a dog, this might be a different conversation. But no, I was upset. It was fine. I processed it. I woke up this morning thinking about it a little bit, but by like 10 o'clock, I was like already moved on and like, okay, what do I got to do to get better kind of a thing. And I'm like, this is kind of how it plays out all the time. So I think I can kind of go in knowing that, be okay with it. And I'm learning at age 47, Adam.
Yeah. Yeah. I think what I took from it, I'm not trying to instigate. I'm just going to say my stuff. I'm not going to respond to anything you said. I'm just going to let it exist.
This is how the podcast always works.
I'm at this point this year where over and over and over again, I am finding things halfway through a round and feeling like I found it. So I unfathomably shot 42 from the white tees at Honeybrook on the front nine yesterday.
Yeah.
And then I'm not even joking. I think I said it out loud. I was like, hey, I'm going to shoot even par on the back.
Yeah.
And I, obviously in the trash talk mode we were in, I said, and that's going to be good enough for whatever I said. And I did. I shot even par on the back and then made 2 par. So I shot even par for 11 holes when I couldn't do anything for 9 holes. I couldn't do anything. I missed a 3-footer for another bogey on 9 and nearly snapped your Scotty Cameron putter. And then it's like, I'm finding stuff and able to at least, play respectably. And it's like, and I've walked off the course so many times this year feeling like, all right, now can't wait to play next time because you really found something. And then I do the same. I've done the same thing just over and over and over again. They call it the Adam Shorey, the 42-35.
Yeah, your scoring average on your first 6 holes versus your last 12 holes this year would be shocking. I think if we had the numbers. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like you were saying yesterday to me as we kind of walked off, it's you feel like you find something on the back every time, but it's kind of never the same thing. It's always something slightly different.
I mean, I am working on some stuff, so hopefully it all just kind of comes together at some point. But it's like, man, I am so tired of being 2 over after 3 and just being like, here we go.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. I've seen it. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know if part of it is maybe the most obvious explanation is that your body is just finally warming up after an hour and a half of playing golf.
Yeah, the back continues to be really good. I'm pretty much pain free, but I definitely feel looser at some point, and I just feel a little bit freer swinging. But so maybe that's it. I don't want that to be it though, because that's kind of hard to get around, Yeah. So I kind of want it to be something else.
You've always wanted to be like Tiger Woods. Now you can be like him and waking up at 4 a.m. every time you play and spending like 3 hours activating your glutes.
Yeah, it's true. I'll get on that right away.
A couple other thoughts about my game. Since we've had some episodes sort of focused on some of your competitions. Indulge me a moment, if you will. That's not how you indulge someone, Adam. We've been over this.
Sorry.
First of all, one thing that I really haven't had a chance to talk about on the pod yet, I don't think, is we've got some new sticks, Adam. Got some new Titleist sticks.
Boy, I'm jealous of them. I was taking a look at them. I think I might make a similar move at some point in the not too distant future. I don't know when, but they're beautiful.
They're T150s down to the 5-iron, which is a T200, and then the 4-iron is a T350. It is a mixed bag. I'm still learning how to hit them, how far they go. Yeah, I've kind of shortened up my swing a bit. You got in my head a little bit in San Diego, telling me that my swing seemed a little longer. I don't even know how you said it exactly. That's how I took it.
I didn't say that. I want to be very clear.
That's how I took it.
I said that I felt like your swing was trying to mimic Rory McIlroy when it should be mimicking Steve Stricker. I said, I think you'd play better if you said, I'm going to do everything like Steve Stricker.
I don't even know what to do with that, but what I'm not, I know what you mean by it. I'm certainly not out there like trying to copy Rory's swing. That was like season 2 of Hosel Jockeys when I thought I could, with enough body work, that I could eventually swing the club like Rory. And I soon learned that was foolish, but I have shortened my swing up a bit. So my irons and the lofts on my irons have now changed, but love the club so far. Have played a couple good rounds. Last week I shot a 76 from the whites at Honeybrook, and then a couple days later shot a 77. Hit the irons pretty well. Actually, with the 76, I had 3 long iron shots where I flew greens and had to work to save bogey on those. So feeling pretty good about those. Those are a little bit of a work in progress. The short game, my short game yesterday got exposed on the back nine a bit there. And I got to figure out if that was partially the fact that I can't handle playing with a lead, or if it's just the fact that my short game needs a lot of work. It's probably a little bit of both. But I had pitch shots where I sort of needed to elevate it on 12, on 13, and 14, and screwed up all of them, all three of them. I finally had another chance there on 16, and I was like, I just have to commit to this shot. I know what to do. I just am not comfortable at all. And I ended up hitting a really good one and made birdie when I needed it. But what was going through your head during that stretch of holes with regards to my game? I'm sure you weren't really thinking about my game too much, but you were benefiting from the flows.
I was only noticing, so like obviously just, we were walking, so we were fairly far apart from each other at various points. So we'd only be like around each other around the greens. And so I don't know if this was a nerves thing or if this was just the fact that we were wearing mics. But I think it was on 14 was the first time you were looking at a putt that you needed to tie the hole, I believe.
Yeah. And
you were like talking through your process out loud.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's not good. You were like, all right, got my line. All right. And I'm like, there's no way that's a good sign for his mental place, right? that he's verbalizing when he has his line.
Yeah.
So,
no.
Yeah, that may have just been, I didn't know if that was nerves or if that was strictly Mike. So you were just being a little bit more loquacious because we had microphones on. But in the moment, I was like I can't imagine that's great.
Yeah, no, things were moving pretty quickly at that point. I had lost 3 holes in a row. And I think what I was saying out loud is the stuff I'm normally saying in my brain. So, yeah, the fact that I was saying it out loud, I don't know if it was to amuse myself or just because of it wasn't nerves as much as it was. I mean, call it whatever you want. I was obviously freaking out that my lead was evaporating and I had just hit my 3rd really bad short game shot in a row. And even I hit 2 really bad ones that I didn't even really need to elevate into 11. And then the one into 12, I just put myself in a bad position, which I was in the fairway, 240 away. And I'm like, I can hit this 3-wood. If I hit it, amazing. It's going to be on the green. But even if I mishit it, I can probably get it down there close. So I was like, but it's a front pin. If I hang back to like 100 yards or a little more, I can hit a full shot in there with the front pin. I was like, no, I'm just going to get as close as I can. Hit the 3-wood, didn't hit it well. Got it down to like 40 yards, but front pin with a little hump in front of it. And suddenly I needed to hit a shot that I wasn't comfortable hitting. And I hit a bad one. And then as I was thinking about things last night, I sort of have been learning a new short game technique this year. And in practice, it's gone well. In a few of my rounds, it's gone well. Yesterday, it didn't. But I like forgot one of the basic tenets of the system yesterday, which, not to get too technical, but it's, keeping your weight forward on your lead side, but it's like pivoting around the weight on your left front side. And I forgot about the pivot point. So I was just like doing some weird jabby thing that was just shooting the ball right. Anyway, there's a lot of short game work that's needed. And so that's been part of my thing is like, all right, it's no secret. We've been talking about it for a couple of years now. And this is going to motivate me to do more of that for sure. That being said, thinking through, I was really happy with the shots that I hit into, the pitch shot into 16, but then the shots into 17 and 18.
Mm-hmm. And then one.
And then one.
One. Yeah.
Yeah. Like those, I was feeling the pressure. I had lost the lead and I was really happy with all those. Missing the putts was frustrating, but I went back and watched the putt on 18, the 9-footer that I had to win the match.
Yeah.
And it's not a bad putt. Like,
no, it should have gone in. It should have gone in.
It could have went in. And I think in my head I was thinking that I blew that putt, and I mean I missed it, but the putt on the 19th hole that I left short, that was terrible. And I mean the putt on 17, I don't know, I had like 20 feet or something like that.
Yeah.
And I hearted that one, as they say. Last thing I'll say, what was it that you kept saying to me, or that you started saying to me on hole 11 when you realized, hey, I think I'm going to shoot even par here, and I don't think he's going to hang?
I said I'm going to shoot even par the rest of the way, and I think that's going to be good enough. You let the fly come to you, is what I said. You let the fly come to you.
And a couple holes later, I said to you, what is this from? Is this an expression? Like, did you just make this up? What is this from?
Mm-hmm.
And you told me.
I think it's the Karate Kid.
And I'm telling you, this is another instance of the Mandela effect, because I went back last night and watched the Karate Kid scene from the 1984 movie, and there is no "let the fly come to you."
Did you? So is that idea in there?
Not really.
Are they trying to catch it with chopsticks?
They're trying to catch it with chopsticks, yeah. And Miyagi says, and Daniel-san says, "Have you done this ever?" And he's like, "No, I haven't." And then it takes Daniel-san like 3 or 4 tries, and he gets it. And Miyagi storms out and says, "You beginner's luck." And that's how it goes. Yeah. So I mean, we've got an episode title name.
This is a thing, though, right? Like this is a thing. You had never heard "Let the Fly Come to You"?
I Googled it last night and nothing came
I said
up.
it into my mic way more than I said it to you. I want you to know that.
You Google "Let the Fly Come to You" and nothing comes up. There's no like, oh, famous cliches. No, there's nothing. Let the fly come to you.
Google it with movie quote.
Let the fly come to you, movie quote. The Other Guys, I'm a peacock, you've got to let me fly, is a quote from The Other Guys starring Mark Wahlberg.
Wow. So this is just something I made up? Am I okay? What? Am I from another dimension? What is happening?
I actually love it now. I love the fact that you said it.
Because when you asked about it, you were like, "What is this?" And I, so I was like, "It's from Karate Kid. Like you don't catch a fly, you let the fly come to you."
Oh, we have the audio of it. I'm sure it's already been in the episode.
Did I just make up a great idea?
I mean, you made up an idea. I don't know.
Well, it worked in golf. Because I was thinking about there was a part of my brain on 11 that was like, you got to birdie everything now. And then I went, and my brain literally from a movie that I've barely seen, The Karate Kid, came up with a quote that doesn't exist from a movie that I've barely seen, and was like, "Let the fly come to you. Don't try to birdie everything. Don't try to catch a fly." Well,
I think what you just did is you just coined an expression. I'm seeing potential merch. I think this is going to be said at golf courses around the country for years to come. So,
all right.
You not only won the match, I think you just won the hearts of America, Adam.
I did that a long time ago, Bryan.
So while Adam is off coining new phrases and maybe rewatching some classic 80s movies, I've got my work cut out for me. And I've already started. Just last night, I spent an hour and a half grinding on the short game at Honeybrook in hopes of evening up the World Series at 1 game apiece next month. A few days after Game 1, Adam and I jumped on the mics for 2 main reasons. I wanted to see how his final Gap team match went, and I wanted to see how he felt about withdrawing from the US Open qualifier a few days prior because his game just wasn't in good enough shape. All right, Adam. We find ourselves in a position again where there's a round of golf that you played that I know nothing about. A few days ago, you played in week 3 of Gap on a very rainy Sunday. But before we get to that round, I got to ask you, 2 days ago on Monday was the US Open qualifier that you withdrew from. And I'm curious, as the day went on, were you happy that you withdrew, or did you regret it and wish that you had actually played?
Well, I was happy on Monday, but not for the reason you might think, because I didn't tell you. I went to withdraw and the refund wasn't available. And I said, screw it, Bryan, we're playing this thing.
Okay.
And so on Monday, I went to Union League Liberty Hill and I played my US Open qualifier.
Despite a pretty big fear of the shanks and a nagging voice in the back of his head telling him that there was way more downside than upside to playing, Adam teed it up in a US Open qualifier for the second year in a row. We'll tell that story in episode 9. See you next week. Thanks so much for checking out the Bag Chatter podcast. Hope you enjoyed the episode, and you already know how to subscribe to podcasts, so I'm not going to waste your time. You can find us on all the socials at Bag Chatter Golf or Bryan Lane Golf, and you can check out everything we have going on at bagchattergolf.com. If you want more content from me and Adam, check out the Bag Chatter Deli. That is our Patreon, where we only serve the choicest portions of 4-ball ham and the leanest cuts of bone meat. For $5 a month, you get to support the pod, and you get a weekly episode of our Friday supporter-only podcast, Cold Cuts, Hot Takes. You can find that at patreon.com/bagchattergolf. You guys are the best. Thanks so much for listening.